Hello and welcome to another update video about Algorand. It's been roughly 3 weeks that we covered Algorand, and in that video we talked about this target area here in yellow, between the 88.7% Fibonacci level and the 78.6% level, between 38 cents and 63. My primary expectation was that we're going to drop into this based on the weakness in the chart. We saw in the last video engulfing red candlesticks on the daily, on the 8-hour chart, bearish signals, a potential bear flag as well, and that did in the end all break out to the downside. It looked quite bearish, and also in addition to that, the Elliott wave count pointed to this target area. That is the target area in which a lot of other altcoins are already in, or are, have had already a chance to turn around. And this is typically where in a wave 2, and in my view we are also here on the Algorand chart in a wave 2, in a larger wave 2, and we get to that in a minute, typically where they get into this fib level range where they then have a good chance to turn around. This is typically where you see sentiment shift, and I'm really happy that the FIFA waited until we got into the target area to announce that partnership with Algorand, because it again shows that it's often not the news that make price moves. It is the sentiment shift that brings certain news onto the pages, right? Because there are so many news happening in the background. But let's say when we see a price reversal, people typically try to find the news that match it. Same with when you have a Bitcoin drop, people always try, out of all the bullish and the bearish news that are happening, people always try to find the bearish news that would then explain that price drop. And the other way around, when you see suddenly prices, example with Crow, also with Crow we had the target area here. It was now reached without much surprise. Of course, it's all ascribed now to the change of the rewards of the Crow card. Now it's going up again, and I had a comment in the Crow video today that something bullish happened again, so that is the explanation for the price increase. Now I'm a technical analyst, so a FIFA partnership doesn't give me any price targets, therefore it doesn't really help. The same way like an S&P 500 partnership, a relation or correlation with Bitcoin doesn't give me any price targets. It is you get down a rabbit hole you won't escape of. So therefore it makes sense just to look at the charts. In my point of view, it's all in there anyway. And again, it's looking good so far. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. We can now even define here and extend that descending trend line. That also explains why we found support here in the target area. If you extend that, and you can see again that TA did work, because we came all the way down from here into the target area. We reached the target finally, and you can now even see that here such a stupid trend line like that one can help you explain why we found support here and then started to get a bounce, because we came into that Fibonacci area where you typically see the sentiment shift. The problem though is that yes, we have a lot of buying volume. We moved up roughly 40% from the low here, which is amazing, but we already dropped another 10 to 12% from the high here. So we have not really made a sustainable new high. That is what you need to do. You need to make a new swing high, so a new higher high and a higher low. If you don't do that, the downtrend isn't broken yet. And what you see here on the daily chart, that long wick to the upside, isn't really convincing yet. So for me, it's absolutely not yet a confirmation that the downtrend is over, even though I'm quite happy that we reached that target area. And this is what we expected on this channel. Now you would expect at any point here a reversal to the upside at some point. Now, however, what we need to understand, we still have space in the current scenario to drop all the way down to 38 cents. That is the 88.7% Fibonacci level. Not saying it definitely happens, but this is certainly in the current scenario still a possibility that we reach this area down there. If you lose that area, we need to get even to the higher level wave count, but then it's really last exit for Algorand, because this is already the lowest low here on the chart that I can use. In the worst case, I could even go down to 0. To be fair, if I do that, as you can see, if I start from 0, we could even say that the price did find perfect support at the 78.6% fib level. So this is on some charts, the prices react better to a Fibonacci, especially with young assets when the chart history is very short. The prices react better to the fibs when you start at 0. the way I see this at the moment, that yeah, it's looking like the price has actually reacted to the 78.6% fib if I draw it that way. Therefore, what I would like to do actually is to redo the fibs here and to change the target area, and even in this scenario the target was achieved and reached. It actually makes more sense to me the way I see how the price reacted, because it doesn't make you know, the price then didn't turn in the middle of nowhere. It actually turned at the Fibonacci level, in addition to turning around here at the descending trend line. So that actually makes sense. And in this scenario, then the price could even drop down to 29 cents without going super bearish, because if it drops below the 88.7% level, that's typically not a good sign. Historically, normally prices that drop below the 88, below the last Fibonacci level, they have difficulties to recover, yeah, independent of what happens fundamentally with the project. This is just purely what the price is doing. You can have a great project, but if the price just doesn't move anymore, it doesn't help you, does it? And we've got a few cryptos that are currently in that situation, unfortunately. But overall, it's looking good at some point here. This shows you though that there is still further scope for further downside. Yeah, we can drop lower until we make really a significantly higher high. And to be honest, that would mean we need to get above $1. Yeah, because you want to get above $1, above the 61.8% level. Only above this level, the downtrend gets less likely. Until we make a higher high and then a higher low, the downtrend is still very much at play here. Yeah, so yes, we have moved up quite a bit already, but historically, I mean, we were already up there at 250 and beyond. Yeah, and now we have dropped significantly. Yeah, we haven't made anything unusual. We have made just what other cryptos have been doing as well, because disregard all of this mess here, I need to take that out. But didn't want to waste a lot of time now to do that for this video. I think the way we have to count this now is that we started here at the low, or no, actually down here at the low, and all of this here was a larger, and I'll tidy that up for the next video, but all of this was a larger wave 1. Then you had your wave A, B, and overshooting wave B, pretty much like Bitcoin and Cardano. And then this is the wave C, in which you can come down to 29 cents. So all of this was just a huge wave 2. Next wave will be a wave 3, 4, 5, and so on. Yeah, so this just as an explanation for anyone who's got some understanding about Elliott waves. So in the end, it turns out for many cryptos, this here was just an overshooting wave B. And good thing is Algorand is starting to recover. So should there really be a major Bitcoin drop, another major Bitcoin drop that I do expect, we could see them drop here all the way still to 29 cents, and it would not risk Algorand's recovery, because this yellow area is sort of the safe zone in which the prices normally would recover. We can see that on the daily here also the RSI is moving higher. We were oversold. Also an explanation for why we started to move up again, because we were just getting below 30, which is oversold. We now see here potentially on the daily chart a bullish crossover forming, not yet happening, but we can already see a long signal on the ADX and DI indicator, and that would also confirm potential further upside. But generally here, what we need to see is a move above $1 to really reduce drastically the downside potential. Until then, the downside potential is still very much real. One way to play this would have been here to set somewhere here a limit order, for example here, just below the fib level, and just to have a stop loss below that, and that is still a possibility, but I'm not telling you to buy or not. I think Algorand gives me hope again, seeing, and very nice how it found a reaction to the 78.6% Fibonacci level. It came into the target area. I'm extremely happy with that. I could now say my work is done. What we've been saying for weeks and months, that we are going to reach these target areas down here for various cryptos. In most cases, this is now done. We can actually now lean back and just wait for the recovery. I know a lot of people will say, but Bitcoin, you still expect another drop for Bitcoin. And yes, I do. And I expect still lower prices for many altcoins. But then when Bitcoin, for example, is starting to move up slightly, what these altcoins could do, they could massively outperform Bitcoin on the way up. When Bitcoin makes a corrective wave up, the altcoins could just make a impulsive wave up. So they could make a 30-40%, while Bitcoin might only make a 10% up. Bitcoin could then in the next move drop 30%, and the altcoins might only drop 15%. Yeah, just to explain that, because prices going up and prices going down is not the same thing. Chart by chart, you need to look at them individually, because when Bitcoin could make a corrective move up, the altcoins could make an impulsive move up. That is the difference that we need to understand, and therefore also I don't really like the correlation between different charts, because if I say, right, I compare Bitcoin with Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq might make an impulsive move up, Bitcoin might only make a corrective move up. These are completely different kinds of waves. On the surface it looks like they both go up, but they both go up completely differently, and the next move is a completely different one then. So yeah, I think Algorand worked out. Really happy about that. Yeah, and another one that reached the target area. So here, even though there is now further downside potential, it looks really like that we are in the last meters of the correction here for Algorand. And again, the question always comes up, what would be in the next major wave up be the price target? And before someone asks, I can't tell you how long that takes. That is just nothing, that would just be a guess. So yeah, let's just go to this one, and we just say, all right, maybe we come down, or maybe let's just assume the current low was the low, but it's probably not. So let's just go to the low of the wave 2 here, potential 30-cent level. Target for the next wave would be at least $3.10. That is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, but it will be most likely a little bit higher, because the 1.618 is typically the absolute minimum target. So hopefully that analysis was helpful. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.